We are back! Hello, welcome to Powered by Geek Bomb. This is the show where we ask you what you are currently playing, watching, reading, and doing. Yep, combine the first letters of all those, it spells out powered.
It's an anagram.
That's exactly what it is. And
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool one at that. I'll like to dust the dust off my shoulder. Dust the dust? God, I blew that. It was so cool until I just said that. Every single episode, we have a guest, and I'm so excited to announce Jason Inman for the very first episode of Powered by Geek Bomb. Hello.
Hi, I'm so honored to be your first.
Yes.
Plenty of hand movements here.
Powered. Thank you so much for joining me on the show. How you been?
I've been very restful.
Yeah, holiday break.
And very like all about expanding my mind and kind of being like learning new things, trying different things. I went different.
So, you know, it is all about being a geek and talking about what you're playing, watching, reading, and doing. So let's kick it off with P. What you playing?
I am playing Batman Arkham Knight. And I am so behind the curve on there because I've been so busy until the holiday break that now I'm playing Batman Arkham Knight. I finally got a chance.
Well, let's rewind back to when
sure.
we were last doing this on a camera, this being sitting next to each other talking about ridiculous conversations.
Yeah, we were playing Batman Arkham Knight.
City.
We were Arkham City, was it?
Playing
yeah.
Arkham City.
Oh,
yeah. So had you
previous
not
one.
played, you've played Asylum?
I've played Asylum, I've played Arkham City, I've played a couple levels of Batman Arkham Knight, but I've never had the time to just like 100% it.
So the problem with Arkham Knight was that the PC release was just god awful. The consoles they'd nailed. I think Warner Brothers themselves, their in-house team, really got that out by the due date. But the PC was riddled
Is that where you
with
play it?
glitches. I actually haven't had a PC since 2007 because I got addicted to MMOs.
Oh, interesting.
I would wake up, boot on my computer, and then the sun would come up before I realized what the hell happened. So one night...
Blue screen of death and all that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, one night I unplugged and left my computer on the side of the road and went to bed.
Wow. Why on the side of the road? Why are you...
I had to get it out. And I didn't even clear my hard drive or anything.
Is it okay to litter in Australia?
I was living in Bondi Beach, and if you leave anything anywhere, they'll be like, that's mine. And I woke up in the morning after dropping it off at 4:30 in the morning.
It's just a constant trading program.
It is, yeah.
Of Australia. I love this.
A lot of hoarders.
Always recycle.
They put the whore in hoarder, that's for sure.
Put your shirts out there. People will take them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I woke up in the morning and it was gone. And it was the most bittersweet feeling I'd ever had. And I vowed to myself to never PC game again. And then I had a conversation with someone who says, you should build your own PC.
You should build your own rig.
Yeah, I should rig it up.
You should rig that thing.
There's like a lot of my friends play Overwatch on PC.
I've never been a PC or a Mac gamer. I've never been one of those people. I've always been console. If I game, it has to be on a console.
Thank you.
I have to do. I need that controller. I know people are like the keyboard or they build the controllers. No.
The mouse click as well.
Not doing that.
I did play Knights of the Old Republic on my MacBook. Because
Okay.
it was on the iPad and that was just strenuous.
Could your
It was
Mac
not
handle
great.
the Force?
Really could.
Oh, wow.
Really could.
Well done.
Recommend it.
Recommend the Mac.
Far out, that is a good game, Knights of the Old Republic.
okay.
Big fan. Oh, have you not played it?
I haven't.
Put that on your list.
I will. It will be on the list. I have a long list. I'm slowly getting through it, but like I'm the video game guy that I don't want to just play like an hour here or an hour there.
I'm the same. If I'm going to do it, I have to commit.
I want the day.
Wipe my
I'm going to do the whole day. Yeah.
Do not talk to me. Hey,
Because I really
we're going out tonight for dinner. No.
No.
Oh, no.
I'm with you.
I'm playing that Final Fantasy 15 at the moment. And
Do you
I'm
dig
like
it?
that. I was like, I'll just, it's 11 o'clock at night. I'm going to go to bed. I'll just put it on and see what happens.
Yeah. Well, see, that's why Batman Arkham Knight for me was the same, because I knew that I would get into the mystery of like the Arkham Knight and all that stuff like that. And I was like, I gotta figure out how Batman punches this guy in the face. I've gotta figure it out. I can't go do other things.
I like the brawling mechanics in the Arkham games.
Yes, they're great. I will say that the Batmobile is terrible. I hate that car.
So I first played this game at E3, and one of the things that they wanted to show off about the game was the Batmobile and being able to control it like a remote control car, but it's a giant mobile like this with like capabilities. Like I thought it was kind of cool. But yeah, they didn't really get it.
That's a neat thing, yeah. But like every Batmobile mission is like, stand here. There's a tank. The tank, the tank targets at you. Move slightly to the left. Fire at it. Move slightly to the right, fire it, and you're just like, this is just like repeat.
It's like a great idea, really shitty execution.
Didn't quite pull it off.
All right.
Yeah.
So how long have you been playing that one for then?
About a month now. About a month now. I'm at like 80%. I'm getting pretty close.
bad.
Yeah.
So what are you playing on? Xbox, PlayStation?
I'm a PlayStation guy. I'm a PS4.
All right.
Yeah.
So get Uncharted.
Yes, I have played Uncharted. I've played 1, 2, and 3. Once I beat Arkham Knight, I'm gonna dive into 4.
4's pretty good.
So
Pretty good. I've played a little bit of it, but I've seen someone beat the game.
Ooh.
And I think they do a really
Does
good
it spoil
job with
it if you know the ending? Because the Uncharted is about the story for me.
Great story. This one's family.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, usually it's like, which girl do I choose? So I
Yeah,
kinda
basically.
Like it's about family. That is older brother.
Is Sully gonna bring me another drink? That's what that game is. Yeah.
Beginning of 2, Uncharted. Some of the
Love
best,
it. The train?
Oh my goodness. Some of the best gameplay I've ever had in my life. Do you have a handheld console ever?
No, I actually had a Nintendo DS when they first came out, like the first year they came out. But I found, and I bought it specifically for Super Mario 64 because I love that game. It's my favorite game of all time. I think it's so amazing. Oh, it's awesome. Oh, yeah. It's a good choice. And I just found that after about 6 months, I just stopped playing it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like that. With street passes, I'd go to conventions and I'd be like, oh my God, there's so many people. And then I forgot it one time and I was like, it has not affected my life.
That was also Nintendo's attempt to put a stylus into video games, and it did not work out.
That's true. I wish I had a stylus for like the Drawful games though. I put the awful in Drawful.
Oh, you do?
Oh my
See, I'm
gosh.
quite good at Drawful. Yes, I'm the good guy.
I've seen some
I
of
can
your
art.
art. You've been drawing and uploading it.
Yes, I have.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen that. And I'm like, I wish I could draw. I'm absolutely drawful. Like everyone would put theirs up and it's like, oh, I know what it is. And then mine would come up and you see everyone go,
Mine is always people were like, how did you draw that with your fingernail? I'm like, I'm just great.
Yeah. I'll show you how.
Yep. I can usually get people to guess what my thing is because I can actually draw it.
No, every single guess of mine is like constipation, vomit, cereal in vomit, the toilet flushing. And it's like, no, it's an ice skating rink, actually.
I was actually playing that Drawful 2 earlier today, actually, right before I came. Yeah, seriously. And one of the people I was playing with, yeah, you know they now have the cat paw that that pulls across. It's like a cat's paw that pulls the timer across. Oh. But somebody couldn't draw their clue, and they literally just did a big scribble.
And that was it.
That was what we had to guess.
Stupid.
My guess was electric underwear.
What was it really?
I believe it was like a slippery coffee.
See, that's just stupid. My coffee's never slipped anywhere except in my bed when I was watching the Zelda trailer recently.
Yeah.
I poured it all over myself. So that's playing. What you watching?
I have been watching two things. I'm flipping back and forth. They're both half hours, and they're quite opposites of each other, but both comedies.
That's left and right brain that you're stimulating.
Yeah. I've been rewatching The Great Larry Sanders Show.
Okay.
It is a show from the 90s. It's from 92 to 99. It stars the just died in 2016 Gary Shandling, great comedian, Rip Torn, and then the guy who is the lead in Transparent, who is also the father from Arrested Development.
Jeffrey
Tambor is in there as well.
He's one of the best men. I've interviewed him. He's sensational as a person.
He's great. He looks like Dr. Phil and Larry Sanders. But if you've never watched Larry Sanders, it's on HBO Go. It is the show. It is the foundation that lays for Arrested Development. We would not have Arrested Development with the show. If you've never, the fashions are terrible. The hairstyles are terrible because it's a show that starts in 92. But it still makes me laugh, and the acting's phenomenal. And then on the flip side, I just finished Ash vs. Evil Dead Season 2.
What did you think?
I liked everything except for the ending. And I did some research on it, and I found out that was not supposed to be the original ending of the season.
Isn't that funny? Because Rogue One was the same. That the ending that we saw wasn't supposed to be how it went down. They were all supposed to survive Scarif's battle, and then Vader was supposed to slaughter them all quickly, instantaneously, without any second thought.
Well, without spoilers, Ash vs. Evil Dead Season 2 basically ends in a happy ending. And I read that the showrunner was let go in the middle of the season, and originally it wasn't supposed to go to a happy ending. It was supposed to go to this other thing that was going to push them into Season 3. I'm not saying anything because I don't want to spoil anything, but they should have gone with that ending. But Ash vs. Evil Dead 2 is the perfect sequel to the Evil Dead movie trilogy. It's Evil Dead 4 that I've been waiting 20 years for, and Bruce Campbell has nicely stepped into this little throne of Stan Lee, William Shatner, where he can kind of just play himself, and you love it.
So I remember I was doing a red carpet for Halloween Horror Nights, and I saw Bruce Campbell, and they were like, "Oh, he's Ash in the Evil Dead," and I was like, "I have no idea what that is." But that motherfucker was in Xena Warrior Princess.
He was.
And that's how I know him, and that's how I will always.
I'm going to convince you to watch Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Is it scary though? I get so scared.
One of the main villains, Lucy Lawless, and she's in She's in every episode. Lucy Lawless.
See, they're back together. Yep. She was also in Battlestar Galactica.
She's great in that. I'm gonna make you watch it even more. The guy who played Joxer, Ted Raimi.
He's in it too?
He's in it too.
Are they filming it in New Zealand?
They are filming it in New Zealand.
Oh my god. Do you know who was in Xena Warrior Princess that's going to blow your mind? Carl Urban.
Yes!
He was.
He is it? Yeah.
He was Cupid in Xena, Warrior Princess, and he's super tanned, and he's got blonde peroxide hair, and it was one of his first jobs. And I remember having the biggest crush on him, and Aries.
On Cupid.
Oh well, Aries as well, because Aries used to speak like this, really deep, and he would use his mouth a lot. And I was like, that's kind of attractive for some reason.
You want to know how much of a nerd I am? The guy who played Aries, I watched these shows. Yes.
Did he pass?
He passed away a long time ago. You know what his name is? Kevin Smith. I am not joking. Go look him up on IMDb. His name is Kevin Smith.
Do you know how he passed away?
Apparently,
he just found out that he got like a huge movie and he was going to star alongside Bruce Willis. Massive movie. He was cleaning his roof and he fell off his roof and he died. Anyway, I just think it's funny that Carl Urban was Cupid and he never wore a shirt ever, and now he's like super successful.
Now he always wears a blue shirt, especially in Star Trek movies.
Nice. We did watching.
We did watching.
We're up to reading.
We're up to reading.
Ooh, now you are a comic book nut.
All right.
Aficionado.
All right, I'll start it off with a comic book then.
Sure.
I'm reading a comic book and a prose book right now.
A prose book?
Yes,
okay.
a prose book, yes. The comic book that I'm reading right now is called The Planetary.
Okay.
And if you've never heard of The Planetary, it's written by an Englishman named Warren Ellis, art by John Cassady, or Cassidy, I don't know how you say his last name. And it's a series about this group of 3 people called The Planetary. And the idea is that they are uncovering the unknown mysteries of the 20th century. Now, at first in the book, you're like, well, I don't know what that means. But then they go through their investigations and they find 4 astronauts who went to space and got superpowers.
What?
Then they find a woman who comes from a Greek island who is super strong.
Like Wonder Woman.
Yes, they find an alien baby
Fantastic Four.
who dropped. Yes, exactly.
Superman.
So they're dealing with all the archetypes of the comic books that you know, and they're saying that all of that stuff happened. It just happened behind this veil of secrecy. And their whole job is to pull back this curtain and reveal it to the world, because they feel that the world can't progress unless we all know our secrets.
Who's responsible for this comic book?
It was published by Wildstorm, which is a company of DC. Oh. Now, all these characters, like the character that is like Superman, is never called Superman. The character that is like Wonder Woman is never called Wonder Woman.
Because Fantastic Four.
Yes, and then there's the Fantastic Four, but you can tell like one of them lights on fire and one of them stretches, and you're like, oh, that's the Fantastic Four. The great thing about it is that it's only 25 issues, and it's complete, and the story's done.
Oh, that's cool.
So if you want to, they make like a really nice omnibus. I was given a gift for it as Christmas, for Christmas.
That's cute.
And it's amazing. It's one of my favorite comic books of all time.
You must be really easy to buy for.
Here and there. A lot of times they buy me stuff and I already have it. So The Planetary, you should check it out. It'll blow it'll blow your mind. It's also it's very English.
Hey.
It's very English.
Oh, it's a planetary.
It's The Planetary. Yes.
The Planetary.
Yes, and it's called The Planetary because the main thing when they discover all this weird stuff, they write it down in a thing called the Planetary Guide.
Right.
So
it's like a find, like a finding,
like a farmer's almanac for weird shit.
You read prose. You're reading prose.
I'm reading prose as well. I'm reading a book called Leviathan Wakes.
I feel like I've heard this before.
You might have. It's by this author called James Corey. It's the book that The Expanse, the sci-fi show, is based on.
Hold on, what's The Expanse?
The Expanse is this, Thomas Jane is in this sci-fi show. It's basically, season 2's coming on this season, whatever. But Thomas Jane's in the TV show. The book's much better than the TV show, but the TV show interests me in the book. Basically, in the future, we are still shitty humans. And
no way.
Yeah. But we have people on Mars, we have people on Earth, and we have people that live in the asteroid belt.
So I love this. I'm kind of new into understanding the full gravity
of
hey now. Space.
Wow.
That was my pun gun going off.
The word puns.
But apparently we test out living in the asteroid field to see if the recolonization is actually a thing, because that's like half the distance as it is to going to Mars.
Yes.
And it takes 8 months, how many months?
Right about that. Yeah.
8 months to, because I watched Martian.
Yep, who didn't? That's a great book, by the way, too.
Haven't read the book.
Oh, book's so much better than the movie. I love the movie, but the book is so much better.
And we've got people nodding.
We have people nodding off camera.
Yeah. Read more books,
and
Maude. Stop rereading books you've already read, Maude. You didn't need to read Ready Player One 3 times, Maude.
I am listening to an audiobook. That's your next question.
What's that one?
It's called Washington, a Life.
What's that?
It's about George Washington. It's about his entire life.
I would never listen to that.
Yeah, there you go. I was the same way. But then I follow Nick Offerman, Ron Swanson on Twitter, and he recommended the book. And I was like, if Ron Swanson recommends it, then I'm going to read it.
Yeah, no, I'm still not American, hey.
I know, you're not there yet.
Yeah.
But the great thing about that book is that it's very dry. It's also 40 hours long.
Nick Offerman.
He doesn't read it. He doesn't read it, though.
Oh,
he just recommended it.
That'd be funny.
If he read, oh, man. You know, weird fun fact. I think Nick Offerman could win an Oscar if he played Teddy Roosevelt in the movie.
I see it.
See it?
That mustache? Did he have a mustache?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the attitude.
Yes.
He would win his Oscar for Teddy Roosevelt.
But would anyone watch it? Oh, wait, we had Lincoln, so
yeah.
it's possible.
I mean,
was that up for an Academy Award, Lincoln?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you like listening to books more than reading books?
I like listening to Star Wars books because they have access to the entire Lucasfilm archives with all the sound bites, sound effects, music.
They put them
score.
in?
Yes, they do.
But then that's an audio drama, not an audio book.
Then drama me up because I am so about it. Okay. I like immersiveness.
All right.
So I feel like because it can be a little bit dry and complicated with some of the
especially some of the names. You're never sure how to pronounce the names.
Yeah, totally. And it's like, the power cell needed to be...
The power converter, the Toshi station?
Yeah. But hearing like little sound effects, it kind of, it helps you visualize
And they do
happening.
voices for every character?
It's the same narrator doing all the voices.
Okay.
I believe there is one book where they have all the voice cast doing that.
That's crazy.
Can't recall that one particularly right now. But I do get a little bit niffy when there is a strong female character in a book and it's voiced by a man. Because a lot of the time the guy really can't get the female voice.
And does he attempt a female voice?
Okay, so I listened to all the Harry Potters, and shout out to Jim Dale. You finally convinced that I liked you after 3 books, but his Hermione impersonation wanted to make me crash my car.
What would he do? I haven't listened to that one.
So first of all, he can't say his R's. So reading Harry Potter was definitely new experience. But he made her very, very sing-songy and annoying. So
she'd kind of be like this.
No? Oh, Howie! You need to Howie! Oh, Howie! I was like, no, mate! Stop it!
Is there actually a line that says hurry, Harry?
Yes, all the fucking time. A lot. Howie! And it's infamous that J.K. Rowling constantly would put pocketed it in her books because when Stephen Fry, Jim Dale, when he first was reading it...
he couldn't say it?
The Sorcerer's Stone, he pocketed it. And he couldn't get pocketed it. So she trolled the shit out of him and kept doing pocketed it in all of the books.
That's terrible.
And trust me, Jim Dale, you can tell it was his 24th take. Pocketed it.
He was like, I'm just going to rush through it. I don't care. I've done that before. I've done that before in a couple of DC lists. Like we do these long DC lists and there's sometimes like the alliteration with the weird comic book name and I just cannot get through it.
I'm the same.
And I'm just like, and talking Tony, talk very fast.
Oh yeah. I think I had like well wishes. There was something that I did.
Wishing for the Wishmaster.
Well, you know what? You don't have to show off right now. Was there a word that you can't say?
I
wasn't good.
I'll talk out of school. I can say it now. We'll see. We'll see if I can say it on camera. Super villainous.
Super villainous.
I had super villainous in a script, and I think it was like 15 takes. But we also shoot like so early in the morning. We shoot at 6 a.m. in the morning. Yeah. So you give me super villainous at 6 a.m. Oh, man, I can't do it.
Oh, you can do it now.
I can't.
Really
I
well.
conquered that mountain. I did have a couple takes of Mixel Spitlick.
I'm sorry, who's that?
Mixel Spitlick. He is a Superman villain.
Mixel Spitlick.
Mixel Spitlick.
There's a few people who spitlick.
Yes, there's a lot of people who spitlick.
Yeah.
Especially from where you're from, right?
That's true. I'm not going to fight that. Are you kidding me? Mix all that up.
Mixel Spitlick. Yep, that guy.
What does he do?
He is a tiny old man in a derby who magically screws with Superman's life. I am not joking. Go Google him.
And how do you spell that one for people that want to Google it?
It's like MXYZLTK. I can't even spell it.
Good Lord.
But yeah, Mixel Spitlick. That's the official pronunciation.
I hate it when you can't say someone's name because it's like, that's unfortunate. Like, you have to at least get that one. Maude. It's weird that an entire country can't get that one. Maude.
Maude?
That couldn't have gone more perfect.
I knew exactly where you were going.
Thank you. The prose, though. Can we learn a little bit more about your prose?
Leviathan Wakes?
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Because, oh wait, I'm going to sell it to you.
Do you say prose before hose? No, you're a married man. But seriously, 10 years ago, pros before hoes.
Depends on the book.
Okay. Pros before bros.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't need my guys.
Where's your wedding ring?
I don't wear a wedding ring.
You're like my dad.
Yeah, yeah.
My dad's never worn one.
Nope.
Didn't like
I don't
the
like
feeling
rings.
of jewelry.
Don't like rings.
Yeah, yeah, he's exactly the same.
Don't like rings.
Yeah.
Why am I going to suddenly wear a ring? I don't care.
Yeah, and it feels weird.
Look, the people that know, we know.
Yes.
Doesn't matter. So there you go.
Because you went, my wife! I was like,
didn't
no, you got you.
So Leviathan wigs, I'm going to sell it for you. Okay, remember how I said it was like Mars, asteroid belt, Earth?
You did, and then we got totally
It's all right. It's all right. Imagine that as America, the European Union, China.
Where's Australia?
Are
you selling it to me?
Well, let's say they're in the asteroid belt.
Are they? You're pandering to me now.
No, sort of.
We always get left out, except Pacific Rim, and then like the Sydney Opera House blew up, and I was like, oh,
there it is.
At least we got
Australia's gone. But yeah, that's basically it. It's Mars is China, Earth is America, and the belt are like sort of the European Union kind of thing. And it's like all these organizations don't like each other, and suddenly a ship from the belt gets blown up by a ship from Mars. But then the mystery goes along, you learn, and you're trying to figure out which faction actually did it, and then it starts leaning towards, and this isn't really spoilers, but it starts leaning towards the idea that maybe Earth did it to create a war to stimulate their economy.
Oh my goodness, I like that.
It's very political sci-fi, but you can tell Mars is China, and you can really tell Earth is supposed to be America.
Oh, got it. The last thing we can talk about is doing.
Yes.
You're doing some pretty cool things.
The biggest thing that I am doing, you were talking about my wife earlier, is my wife and I have co-written.
Let's not say doing and my wife in the. Let's keep this classy.
Why not?
I know it's a new thing.
Like we can't say Australian names. It doesn't matter. Okay. That boat has sailed.
Well, it sounds like you're having a lot of fun.
Yes, that's. My wife and I have co-wrote a 5-issue comic book series.
Writing a comic book series. Yes, that's exciting.
And I'm gonna sell you on it right now. It's called Jupiter Jet.
Love it already.
It's about a 16-year-old girl who discovers a jetpack in her dead father's workshop.
Yeah.
She takes the jetpack, and to keep her shop, keep food on her and her little brother's table, she steals from the mob and gives to the poor.
Oh my gosh, this is like a Robin Hood meets
Rocketeer.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to get. That's why I was stumbling.
And it's set in 1935.
Oh.
Yep.
So her father created a jetpack, and then it never took off.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. But but we did this. The series is going to be published through, wow, look at you. The series is going to be published through Action Lab Comics.
Wow.
But we've completed the first issue, and we're doing a Kickstarter to fund issue 2, 3, 4, 5
totally
because getting a good comic book artist. Our artist Ben Matsuya, he's a guy that's drawn a couple things for Dark Horse Comics, if you know that.
Unbelievable.
But the art is great.
The art is superb.
Gonna give you some of that art. It's so cool.
I have heard. Take a look at this. This is absolutely fantastic. How do you find a comic book artist?
You know, he was a fan. He was a fan of mine who drew a piece of art of me when I was at Screen Junkies. And I literally just emailed him back and was like, do you draw comics? And he was like, yes, I do. And then I was like, well, I'm going to hire you.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you want to work with somebody, just email them or whatever.
Okay. Well, I mean, if that's what they do for a living, then it's technically you're working together.
Yeah. Oh, and this will tie in to you as well. One of the perks we have, we reached out to the lovely Nicola Scott, who is an amazing Australian DC artist. She draws Wonder Woman.
She does.
She did a print of Jupiter Jet for our campaign that you can only get through our campaign.
What?
And I'll give you that image as well. You can show that too.
Here it is.
Amazing. I can't believe that she said yes.
I know. I've actually tried to reach out to Nicola Scott as well for our Women in Geek program that we started 2 years ago.
She is lovely.
Oh, cool.
And she's amazing. And she's so nice to talk to. And when we asked her, she was like, I love the designs. I totally want to draw for it. So yeah, for the next 30 days, we're trying to reach the funds for that. And you can find all that at jupiterjetcomic.com.
Yes, and the link will be in the description of this video as well. So all you have to do is down-click that one and then click that button too if you want to know more about that one. I love that you have used alliteration for the name.
You know, the fun fact is my wife came up with that name, and she said that for years she was like, I've always wanted to write something called Jupiter Jet. And she just told it to me blankly, and I was like, it's a girl with a jetpack, and she got it from her father, and I ran with it.
Wow.
And she was like, oh my God, that sounds awesome, let's go.
And here we are.
Yeah, and here we are.
And you've written them all?
They're all written. We just don't have art. We have the entire first issue is complete, and we just need the art to complete 2, 3, 4, 5.
How does it feel having that in your hand?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so like unlike other mediums. I've made films and I've written a book and I've done stuff like that. Written
I'm sorry,
play.
you've written a book?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
You wrote a book?
Well, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about Jupiter Jet.
Okay. My gosh.
The book's not published yet. It's coming out soon.
But still, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm. But a comic book is so interesting because it's an ultimate collaboration of like your ideas and then this guy, how well a man or a woman is at like moving a pencil or a pen.
And how in tune he is with your vision.
Exactly.
That's exciting.
And I found like there's some things where like he would pick stuff that I was like, oh, I would never think to do that angle, or I would never think. There was one part of the story, just to let you know, there's robots in this story because there's a heavy sci-fi twist in Jupiter Jet. And the only reason robots are in there is because our artist was drawing this one scene and he drew robots into the scene.
And you're like, but of course.
Exactly. Well, I emailed him. At first I was going to write him a note and be like, well, you know, there are no robots in... No, robots are cool.
Oh, they're robots.
Yeah,
there's robots.
There are now robots in our story.
If there's a jetpack, there's a motherfucking robot. Sir.
But yeah, there are ray guns. There's all kinds of stuff. Like, it is like a dream of ours. We've been working on this for about 2 years now.
Wow.
And we really want, and we could use your help.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Guys, you have the power to help this come to life. First episode's done. 4 more to go. 4 issues, I should say.
4 more issues, yeah.
I like to say episode. It's just a
You can say episodes. It's still the same thing.
issues. Where's my tissue? I was not going to say it, and then it already came out, and now I'm here still talking about it, and I just think I should move on. Click the link, help out. There's obviously amazing perks as well. You can get your own prints for that one, and you can get your hands on the copy of something that you poured 2 years of your life into.
That's
which
right.
Is so cool.
You will get a nice little copy of all 5 issues, all in one little book.
Wow. That's exciting. And that's open this whole month?
Yeah, it'll be from, we started on January 18th, and it'll end on February 18th.
There you go. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Maude, thank you so much. It was so fun.
2017 is going to be a really great year.
I think it will be for both of us. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's expand the minds.
And keep playing video games.
Yes, we got to keep doing that, but not on PCs, right?
I don't know. 10 years. I've been clean for 10 years. I think I could get back into it.
Okay.
You'll
That's your goal.
never see me again. And I think I'm going to be okay with it.
Nobody sees you again?
Well, just
I'll put your picture on a milk bottle.
Thank you. The next one's missing Maude. We knew all about her, and then one day she mysteriously disappeared.
Yep.
What happened? I could do 5 issues of that. Finding Maude.
Finding Maude.
Yeah, missing
That
Maude.
sounds like an amazing podcast.
Alliteration.
Oh, Missing Maude.
Yeah, Maude's missing. Work in process.
Maximum Maude is your comic book. You're welcome.
I felt more powerful hearing that. It surged through my body.
It's boxing gloves?
Maximum
Yeah,
Maude.
Maximum Maude. It's boxing gloves that are like powered from some weird source.
How do you do that? How
What?
do you do this? How
What?
does this happen?
Well, it just goes.
2 words and then phew.
Yep.
That's amazing. Well, thank you for joining me on the podcast. Where
You're
can
welcome,
people find
Maximum
you?
Maude.
If they want to continue this conversation with you, where can they find you?
I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Jawin, Jawiin. And it's all over kinds of stuff. Podcast, Geek History Lesson on iTunes. And then DC All Access every single week on the DC Entertainment YouTube channel.
Yay! Congratulations on hitting 1 million at the end of last year.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on and playing Arkham City with me. Even though I thought it was Arkham Knight.
It happens to the best of us, man.
It's all good.
Cool.
It was a fun time.
Bye!